It all started with a damn fine morning in June, the kind where the sun's just warm enough to make you want to sip coffee on the porch and watch the world wake up. I'd moved into this cookie-cutter suburban neighborhood in Raleigh 6 months ago, chasing that American dream of a little house with a yard. My pride and joy. 3 ceramic planters I'd scored at a flea market, painted deep blue and bursting with petunias. They sat pretty along my front walkway, adding some soul to the beige on beige vibe of this place. Then Karen happened. Karen, the HOA president, with her bob haircut sharper than her tongue, rolled up in her golf cart one day, clipboard in hand, like she was the queen of this cul-de-sac. "Those planters," she said, not even looking at me. "They're not regulation size. Too tall by 2 inches. Remove them by Friday, or we'll fine you." I blinked, thinking she was joking. She wasn't. By Thursday, my planters were gone confiscated. She claimed. For community aesthetics. I was pissed. But I played nice. Sent her a polite email asking where I could pick them up. No response. Just a smug little note in the HOA newsletter about maintaining standards. That's when I knew this wasn't about rules. This was personal. I stewed for days, scrolling through Reddit threads about HOA horror stories, each one fueling my rage. Karen wasn't just a control freak. She was the neighborhood dictator, the kind who'd measure your grass with a ruler and send you a violation notice for a single dandelion. My buddy Mike, who lived a few streets over, warned me she'd once fined him for leaving his garage door open 10 minutes too long. 10 minutes. The more I thought about it, the more it burned. She didn't just take my planters. She took my peace, my little slice of home. And for what some power trip, nah. I wasn't gonna let that slide. I started digging into the HOA bylaws, every mind-numbing page of them, looking for loopholes. Turns out, there was nothing about raised garden beds in the backyard. No height restrictions, no size limits, nothing. A light bulb went off. If Karen wanted to play dirty, I'd play dirtier literally. The plan came together fast. I'm no carpenter, but I've got a buddy, Jake, who's handy with a hammer and loves a good middle finger to authority. We spent a weekend sketching out a raised garden bed, the kind you'd see in one of those fancy homesteading magazines, but bigger, much bigger. 8 feet long, 4 feet wide, and here's the kicker, 6 feet tall, just an inch taller than Karen's precious backyard fence. We built it from cedar, sturdy as hell, and hauled in enough soil to grow a forest. I planted tomatoes, zucchini, peppers, you name it, all climbing up trellises that made the whole thing look like a goddamn jungle. The final touch, a sign, spray painted in red, "Eat my tomatoes. Karen." It was petty, sure, but it felt so good. By the time we finished, that garden was a monument to spite, looming over her fence like a green middle finger. Karen noticed it Monday morning. I was out watering my new jungle when I heard her screech from her backyard. "What is this?" she yelled, storming over to the fence, her face so red I thought she'd pop a vein. I leaned on my shovel, all casual, and said, "Just gardening. Karen, you got a problem with vegetables." She started ranting about eyesores and property values, but I just pointed to the bylaws on my phone. "Show me where it says I can't," I said, smirking. She couldn't. For once. She was speechless, just stood there clutching her coffee mug like it was her last grip on power. But I knew she wouldn't let it go. Sure enough, 2 days later, I got a violation notice for excessive backyard structures. The twist: the notice wasn't even signed by her. It was from some random HOA board member I'd never met. Karen was outsourcing her vendetta, too cowardly to face me herself. That's when I doubled down. I didn't just want to win. I wanted to rub it in. Jake and I added solar-powered string lights to the garden, so it glowed like a Christmas tree at night. I posted pics on the neighborhood Facebook group, captioned, "Loving my new garden. Thanks for the inspo. HOA." The comments exploded. Half the neighbors thought it was hilarious. The other half were Karen's minions, whining about standards. I didn't care. I started giving out tomatoes to anyone who stopped by. Except Karen, of course. Then came the real power move. I filed a formal complaint with the HOA, citing their own bylaws against arbitrary enforcement. Turns out, Karen's little notice was invalid, unsigned by the president. It didn't hold water. The board had to retract it. And I heard through the grapevine that Karen got chewed out at the next meeting for overstepping. Sweet, sweet justice. By August, my garden was thriving, and Karen's fence was looking shabbier by the day, dwarfed by my veggie empire. She stopped coming outside when I was around, probably because she couldn't stand seeing that sign. I'd won, and everyone knew it. The neighborhood gossip mill churned. People started calling her fence lady behind her back. I didn't get my planters back, but I got something better: the satisfaction of knowing I'd turned her own rules against her. Life settled down after that. I'd sip my coffee, watch my tomatoes ripen, and wave at neighbors who'd whisper, "Nice garden." Man, it wasn't just a garden. It was a statement. Don't mess with a guy's petunias. So, what do you think? Was I petty as hell? Or did Karen have it coming? Drop your thoughts below. I'm curious who's Team Garden and who's Team HOA.